Springfield.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon.
That's very cool. Did you want to read the intro?
Yeah.
All right, we have 10 seconds. Do you think we can turn off the video?
Who's calling me?
It's very funny.
Who's calling me? Yes.
The time is 10 a.m.
Hang on. You read it.
Thank you for tuning in to the Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service. My name is Savannah, and I'm here with Madison.
Hello.
We invite you to listen to our broadcast both live and on demand. Our live sessions are available on the Blind Community Thrift Store YouTube channel, Monday to Friday, between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. each week. Additionally, you can access on-demand content through the Audio Reader Network, which offers a wide range of audio materials for the visually impaired community. To explore content from the Audio Reader Network, please visit www.reader.ku.edu. The site provides details about accessing content via Amazon Alexa, Audio Reader Network mobile app, and information on receiving a radio to listen to the broadcast by KSMU Radio. All broadcasts are played over KSMU's subcarrier airwaves at 67 kHz on 91.1 from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. Contact Audio Reader Network for information on receiving a pre-programmed radio. First up, Madison with the weather.
Thank you, Savannah. First article of the day is from Ozarks First, and mentioned before, it's about the weather. Today's forecast, rain and storms tonight. Pattern stays active through the weekend. That's what the article says. This is by Tom Schmidt and was posted and updated on April 23rd. Today will be warm and windy with partly cloudy skies through the afternoon and a strong south wind at 15 to 25 miles per hour will send temperatures near to 80 degrees today, and it'll also be a touch humid. Starting off with a picture, there is
the displayed forecast for the state of Missouri, with the weather being in the upper 70s and lower 80s.
With most of the weather being sunny. With most of the... with
The predicted weather being sunny with a little bit of clouds.
I meant to say with most of Missouri sunny, not...
It's okay. Do you want to keep reading?
The spring feel arrives of tonight's southstorms. Thunderstorms will begin in northeast Kansas along a cold front this evening and move southeast through tonight. Sorry. So, okay.
It's okay.
Everybody got that?
It's okay. Keep reading.
All right. Okay. Southeast, not southwest. Anyway, this will be an overnight event with storms likely not breaking into western Missouri until 10 p.m. or so. Storms will continue to move southeast through about sunrise Friday morning. There's a 2-panel picture.
It shows the discussed thunderstorms moving through Missouri in the southeast on both panels, one at the start of the move and one at the end of the move. All right.
The first one being on Thursday at 11:30 p.m. with some of the rain touching Missouri, but then on Friday at 4 a.m. it's covering most of Missouri. The rain.
Mm-hmm.
The risk for severe weather tonight is low, but there could be some damaging wind gusts of 60 miles per hour northwest of I-44. There's also a low risk for a spin-up tornado or two across western Missouri tonight. Another 2-panel picture.
The first panel displays storm risk, with most of Missouri being placed in the
Green.
The low risk to no risk, and the northwest corner being in the confirmed low risk.
And there's a box that says what to expect after 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. on Friday, limited severe risk, and a wind and spin-up tornado. There's another picture next to the panel that says storm risk, and it says tornado risk, with the majority of Missouri in the green, which says very low.
Yes.
The cold front that triggers storms tonight will be across southern Missouri on Friday afternoon, and this boundary will spark additional thunderstorms south of I-44 in the afternoon. Some of these storms could produce strong wind gusts, as mentioned earlier, and isolated large hail in southern Missouri and northern Arkansas through Friday evening. There's another picture panel, whatever it's called.
There's another
Panel.
and it says that the tomorrow is going to be in the lower 70s for temperature-wise, and that winds will be from 10 to 15 miles per hour. The second panel says the storm risk and what to expect is that rain will be moving through the southern parts of Missouri, and the cold front will be following it out, with the very bottom of Missouri being in the confirmed low risk of storms.
It also says on Friday afternoon there's a low risk of some wind and hail. The storms clear Friday evening, and the weather is quiet on Saturday with temperatures in the mid-70s. Rain chances pick up again going into Sunday with scattered rain and storms possible through the day. The severe storm risk is low, but a storm or two could produce some wind and hail again on Sunday. A fairly strong storm will be in the area Sunday night into Monday. This storm will pull a cold front through the Ozarks on Monday, and thunderstorms are expected along the front in the afternoon. Some storms will be severe, and we could find the tornado risk climbs a little here too.
The first panel shows the possibilities of severe risk, with it being in the mild risk category for the west half of Missouri on Sunday, and the majority of Missouri being inside the mild risk on Monday.
The weather turns quiet for Tuesday, but rain and storms may return quickly on Wednesday and Thursday of next week. That's it for that article. Well, you know what they say, April showers bring May flowers. May flowers bring pilgrims.
From the Springfield News-Leader, inside Missouri's first statewide science and engineering competition. Article written by Dave DeMilly.
Sorry, it's funny because it's true.
Yes, Madison. Missouri students from across the state gathered April 15th to 16th at St. Charles Community College for the inaugural Show Me Science competition, the state's first ever science, invention, and engineering contest for students in grades 6 through 12, according to a community announcement. The two-day event brought together 215 students representing 58 Missouri schools. All participants earned spots in the state competition by placing in regional science fairs held earlier this spring, according to the announcement. Student projects were evaluated by judges over 2 days in 10 categories, including animal science, chemistry and biochemistry, computer science and mathematics, engineering, environmental science and physics, and astronomy. Winners were named at both the junior and senior levels. The article is broken up by a picture of Sumade Reddy and Johan Onglatsky. I apologize. Onglaken, sophomores at Central High School, as they took the top overall prize for their project, the Deep Learning-Based Oral Lesson Classification, leveraging real-time 3D GradCam imaging. It shows the two students standing in front of the Show Me Science logos with a check that says $2,000 addressed to both their names for the date of the science fair, April 16th, 2026. 4 students received top honors and qualified to advance to the International Science and Engineering Fair scheduled for May 9th to the 15th in Phoenix, Arizona. The students selected were Sumade Reddy and Johan Oglaken of Central High School in Springfield, Anish Kalyam of Rick Bridge High School in Columbia, Rahul Awashti of Liberty High School in Lake St. Louis, and Vivian Pawar of Greenwood Laboratory School in Springfield, according to the announcement. Missouri Lieutenant Gov David Wazinger delivered remarks during the award ceremony. The energy in the competition hall was electric, said Jill Ott, director of the Show Me Science competition, according to the announcement. She said the event highlight highlighted the depth and quality of student research taking place across the state. The competition was organized by Science Coach, a St. Louis-based nonprofit, which convened a coalition of partners to launch the statewide event. Supporting the organizations included St. Charles Community College, the Society for Science, Missouri University of Science and Technology, and several regional science fair directors, according to the announcement. Organizers said the event is part of a broader effort to strengthen Missouri's science and engineering pipeline and expand opportunities for students to participate in high-level research competitions. Funding is being sought to continue the competition and potentially add a public expo component in the future years. More information about the competition and ways to support it is available at showmescience.org. And that's the end of that article.
All right. Next article is by Springfield Daily Citizen. Route 66 in Springfield, sights to see along the Mother Road today. Those in town for the Route 66 Centennial Kickoff Celebration, April 30th to May 3rd, have plenty of entertainment options at their disposal. And this article was, dang it.
This article was written.
I typed out, written.
It was written.
Yeah, by Steve Pokin.
Mm-hmm.
The article starts off with the Route 66 logo on a road. That could be any road.
So the route starts off with a photo of the Route 66 logo, Rockwood US 66, painted onto a parking lot.
Oh, yeah, that's more of a parking lot because there's a building up front. I can't tell which building.
It's okay.
But
How about we keep reading?
But from the looks of it, there's a green door, there's a pink chair, and I think there's a car off in the distance.
It's okay. We can't confirm those details as they're out of focus and at the back of the picture.
Anyway, it says Route 66 begins in Chicago and ends in Southern California, running through Springfield all the way. This photo was taken by Ellie Frystack. Should I read the editor's note too?
It's not relevant to the article.
Okay, all right, moving on. Whether you're a local or you're part of a motorcycle tour group from, say, Portugal. Sorry. Anybody living there, I am so sorry that I mispronounced it.
It's okay.
Here are a few suggestions of what to see and visit during the Route 66 Centennial Kickoff Celebration, April 30th to May 3rd in Springfield. The Route 66 Centennial Commission picked Springfield as the designated kickoff point for the Springfield celebration. For the celebration. Why did I say Springfield?
It's okay.
Springfield will still host its annual Birthplace of Route 66 festival starting on August 7th to 8th. The city is considered the birthplace of Route 66 because it's where a group of movers and shakers met on April 30th of 1926 and sent a telegram to Washington, D.C. suggesting the name Route 66. There's a not a post-it note, like a poster from.
There's a photo of the telegraph sent.
And there's wording on it. It says Springfield, Missouri, April 30th, 1926, and it talks about regarding Chicago, Los Angeles Road, if California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Illinois will accept 66 instead of 60, we are inclined to agree to this change. We prefer 66 to 62. And this was said by Avery Pie
Peeler.
They even wrote down the time too, 4 p.m. A commercial cable, is that what it is?
Postal Telegraph's commercial cable. That was, yes. Would you like to keep reading?
Yeah. It's a copy. It's a copy of a telegram sent from Springfield to Washington, D.C. It's on display at the History Museum on the Square. And this photo was taken by Steve Pokin. Yeah, they thought it sounded better than Route 62. Yeah, I think Route 66 sounds better,
Can
too.
we keep reading?
The idea of a road from Chicago to Santa Monica, California, wasn't born here. The name was. Oh. The telegram is believed to have been sent from an office at the Colonial Hotel, where coincidentally over 3,000
Rotarians?
were staying at the time for a convention held at the Shrine Mosque across the street. The hotel on Route 66 was built in 1907 and razed, R-A-Z-E-D,
Yes, raised.
in 1997. Where it once stood, Spanish artist Juan Gabriel
Garizable.
is completing a sculpture titled Ghost of the Colonial Hotel that will be completed in time for the celebration at the end of the month. There's now a black and white photo of the Colonial Hotel, and a bunch of it is an outside view of the Colonial Hotel, and next to it there's a bunch of shops next to the Colonial Hotel, such as a coffee shop and hat works and shrines, along with two visible people barely in the background and a bunch of other cars from the 1920s.
There's one car and one bicycle. Would you like to keep
It's one of those black and white photos.
It's a black and white photo, you were correct.
Yeah. The History Museum on the Square, 154 Park Central, is
Uniquely?
situated.
Mm-hmm.
It's not only on Route 66 on Park Central Square, but it's also on the Trail of Tears, as well as the Butterfield Overland Stagecoach line, which connected St. Louis to San Francisco, with Springfield as a major hub. The museum has a permanent exhibit on the history of Route 66. It's on a curving wall that is appropriately some 66 feet long. It's one of the original 7 exhibits from when the museum opened on the square in 2019. I think this year is the year to really celebrate this gallery and what we do, said Sean Fitzgibbons, museum executive director. The museum typically sees a spike in attendance during the city's annual birthplace of Route 66 festival in August, he said. He expects a similar bump for the national kickoff celebration on April 30th to May 3rd. There's a picture of Sean. It's a picture of Sean Fitzgibbons looking at the camera as he's in the Route 66 museum with some sort of timeline behind him. One of the pictures in view is a restaurant that was formerly known as Red's Hamburgers from 1947. When the first Route 66 came through, they used existing roads, and not all of them had been paid, he said. 1938 is when it was fully paved from Chicago to Los Angeles. The iconic highway passes through 8 states and covers an estimated 2,448 miles. It was decommissioned from the United States Highway Commission in 1985 due to the advent of the interstate system. Drivers made better time on the interstates, bypassing the small towns and quaint hotels along Route 66. So the movie Cars was accurate.
Madison, remember, no personal comments.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Another attraction at the museum, Fitzgibbon said, is the temporary exhibit, only in Springfield, From Hometown to Headlines, runs through May 10th. And where it will showcase groundbreaking inventions, headlines, true crime stories, and influential people who have an impact well beyond the Ozarks. The Rockwood Motor Court, part of which was built in 1929, is another place to stop. The motor court became known by its current name in the 1940s. It's at the 2200 West College Street on Route 66. Rockwood is the oldest motor court along Route 66, still operating as a motor court. In its golden age, Route 66 had many similar motor courts. They were often made of native stone. They beckoned with neon signs and were OASES.
Oasis
of gasoline. Early in its history, guests at the Rockwood could also put up a tent in green space behind the cottages. Now there's a photo of Phyllis Ferguson, as he's the co-owner. She's the co-owner of the Rockwood Motor Court on Route 66, and the hotel reopened in December of 2019 as she's standing next to the neon welcome sign. And this photo was taken by Ellie Frystack. When people were traveling in the 1930s, it was a rough time in our country, said Phyllis Ferguson, who owns the motor court with her husband, Tim Phillips. You could pay 50 cents and stay in your tent versus a couple dollars to stay in your room. Oh, so that's what that building is. Okay. In November, the Rockwood was added to Historic Hotels of America, a designation tied to the National Trust for Historic Preservation. That puts it among some 300 of the country's most notable properties. Okay, the building that I spoke about earlier, now it's clearly in view. It seems it was the hotel that I couldn't see before, but now this picture has a much more clearer view. It features a hotel. Would it be a motel?
It has two green doors in view.
One being higher than the other one.
Yes, on a doorstep. As well as a window in between them. One is there to display 2 rooms available at the hotel.
Oh wait, I see an open sign right there too. And there's a sign next to, it's the office. Okay. Next to the office, it says Historic Hotels of America. And there's a key drop next to it and a Route 66 logo.
Photo by Ellie Frystack.
And like Savannah said, each room and building has a unique design, evoking a time in America where many made the great Route 66 road trip from Chicago to California. Ferguson and Phillips did a major renovation of the motor court and reopened it in December of 2019, as previously mentioned. And Ferguson, who was on the Springfield City Council from 2015 to April 2021, spoke to a journalist, Caitlin McConnell, author of the Ozarks Alive blog, about that restoration from an article on January 1st of 2020. Some 40% of guests from other countries. The motor court has 9 distinct rooms in 6 buildings, and Ferguson said she's usually booked 2 years in advance for the annual August Festival in Springfield. But visitors who aren't staying at the Rockwood are welcome to visit and take pictures of the exterior of the buildings and cottages, Ferguson said. It shows a picture of one of the rooms, and it says one of the rooms has a theme of old Hollywood, and it's decorated with movie posters and retro furniture featuring a
It's okay. Featuring several black and white photos of a movie theater, posters as mentioned, a chandelier above the sitting area, and red and black sheets for the bed.
And as well as a tiled black and white squared floor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there's also a photo above the bedspread that shows a movie title poster, Gone with the Wind.
Would you like to keep reading?
Yes. Like I said before, she estimates 40% of her guests. She estimates 40% of her guests are from other nations. We have a lot of people from Australia, she said. I just booked 6 rooms on the same night from a group traveling from, New Zealand, and had a guy from Australia Friday night. A lot of people from England. In fact, I've got 2 groups coming in this year that were just with us 2 years ago, and they're making the trip again, as well as many visitors from Germany, France, and Belgium. They come from all over, she continued. I had a group of motorcycle riders from Slovakia who booked the whole motor court here a year and a half ago. One of the guys on the motorcycle told me, it's my wind therapy. What America really looks like, Ferguson and her husband live on the site. Outdoors on summer evenings, she said, 2 or 3 languages can be heard on the motor court. An Englishman once told her that Route 66 is the greatest road trip in the world. He told me, I can practically get across my whole country in a day, I could practically get across my whole country in a day. It takes me 30 days just to get across the United States, she said. They want to visit with Americans in the breadbasket, she said. It also gives them a great opportunity to see what our country really looks like. You start in Chicago, you come out of a big city into the cornfields, then you go through farming, you hit another big city, and then you get to see the Ozarks, which are very pretty. You go through a desert, through the plains, and you end up at the ocean. The room, most likely, is in parentheses, where Elvis stayed in 1956. The next picture shows a photo of Gordon Elliott, the owner of the Best Western Route 66 Rail Haven, as he's sitting at the foot of a king-size bed in the Elvis room. But it's not just a regular king-size bed. It's a king-size bed, but it's got a car design.
The end of a car on it.
The mural on the wall behind the headboard depicts a drive-in movie lot with a superimposed scene from the 1964 motion picture movie Viva Las Vegas, featuring Elvis Presley and Anne Margaret. And this photo was taken by Jim Wilson. Gordon Elliott has owned the Best Western Route 66 Rail Haven Motel, 203 South Glenstone Avenue, since 1995. It's where Elvis Presley likely stayed one night after a concert at the Shrine Mosque back in 1956. The Springfield Leader and Press on May 7th of 1956 ran the following news account about the upcoming Elvis concert. Shouter singer Elvis Presley, newest idol of the teenage set, will headline a popular variety show May 17th at the Shrine Mosque. The 21-year-old
Memphian.
who rode to the top of the hill parade with Heartbreak Hotel will be featured with several other singers, dancers, and comedians in a show book by the Harry Pebbles Agency of Wichita. Curtain time is 7 p.m. There's a picture of the room again, but it seems to be where one of the bathrooms were. It shows a jacuzzi in the corner,
A jacuzzi-style bathtub set in the corner with strips of mirror decorating the wall.
and a picture of a black and white photo of a soldier.
Of Elvis.
Oh, that's him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Unfortunately, it says the jacuzzi was not invented until 1968, but it's easy to imagine that Elvis would approve. Huh.
Photo by Jen Wilson.
So jacuzzis didn't exist back then?
That is what it said.
Huh.
Keep reading?
Yeah. Tickets to the concert were $1.50. Huh. What was the show like? Local historian Richard Crabtree posted the following on October 23rd of 2025 on his Facebook page, saying, Springfield, Missouri history, landmarks, and vintage photography. There was a sold-out crowd that Thursday as people came from far and wide. Elvis did a quick sound check, then he disappeared. As the time for the concert was fast approaching, Cole Parker sent people to look for him. Elvis was found at the Gilroy Theater watching Glenn Ford in
Jubal.
And in parentheses, it says, Elvis was a notorious movie buff. He came back and put on one heck of a concert for the fine folks of Springfield. Now there's a photo of a plain white wall that shows a gold record for Elvis Presley featuring his 1959 greatest hits, titled 50,000 or
LP 50 million.
50 million Elvis fans can't be wrong. That's what it says, as it hangs in the corner of a motel room. And this photo is taken by Jim Wilson. Oh, and it's not just a gold disc. It is a gold record disc, but it has an imprint of Elvis on the DVD. Or
On the record.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Keep going.
DVDs didn't exist back then.
It's okay. Keep going.
Elvis had a spat.
Keep going.
Okay, had a spat with bandmates and stayed with his mom. Elliot can pick up the story from after the concert at the Shrine Mosque. Elvis and his bandmates had booked lodging at the upscale Kentwood Arms Hotel, which is now Missouri State University Kentwood Hall. There's a close-up photo now of the king-size bed showing the king-sized tail lights on the king-sized fins on the king-sized bed in the king-sized Elvis room. Photo taken by Jim Wilson. Even though it was hard for me to say.
It's okay.
Anyways. But yeah, it shows the tail lights
Yes.
on. That's pretty much it.
Keep going.
But Elvis got into some type of tiff
Yeah.
with his bandmates and bandmate. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm just.
It's
I keep wanting to say bridesmaid.
It's okay. Keep going.
Anyways, he left for the Rail Haven where his mother Gladys was staying. She often traveled with her son in the early years of his career. She followed him in a pink Cadillac he had brought her in, Elliot said. He was really proud of his mom, and anything he could do for her, he did. Elvis stayed with his mother that night. To the best of Elliot's knowledge, it was in room number 409. For years it's been titled as the Elvis room. He chose that particular room He chose that particular room in large part because he once had a picture of Gladys Presley that seemed to indicate it was taken in room 409. I think this is the room, he said. I used to have that picture in this room, but I don't remember what happened to it. Maybe somebody took off with it. Now there's a picture of the bed out of frame, but it shows two towels in clear view, and they're twisted into the form of swans as they're across the bed. And this photo is taken by Jim Wilson. I like it when they do that. Look at that. That's cute.
You want to keep reading?
Yeah. The room has other Elvis items, including a picture of Elvis with Anne Margaret, which they starred in a movie, Viva Las Vegas, back in 1964, and sat on a small sofa at the foot of the bed, crafted from a 1958 Cadillac that was chopped and downsized for the specific purpose of making that sofa. Elliot said he is reserving the Elvis room for friends and dignitaries during April 30th to May 3rd Centennial kickoff, but he might open it so visitors can take a peek a few hours before check-in time. The Route 66 Car Museum. Route 66 will forever be linked to cars. Many of those cars many of those cars eventually became classics. That's why a stop at the Route 66 Car Museum, located at 1634 West College Street, is recommended. The museum is on Route 66, and it also has a Facebook page. Now it shows the next picture shows the picture of the museum as it has a black and white checkered square design on the roof with a yellow strip of color on the bottom as it shows the museum entrance and its address. The museum is open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Admission is $15 for adults, $13 for seniors 55 and older and veterans, and $5 for children 10 and under, and it's free for babies 2 and under. This photo was taken by Steve Pokin. The museum opened in 2016. The approximately 75 cars on display are in the private collection of Guy Mace, 84. 84, what?
Private collection of Guy Mace, 84. That's how old he is.
Oh. A Springfield native who bought his first Jaguar in the early 1990s, and after that purchased 2 to 4 classic cars annually. Mace focused on sports cars and classic autos from the early 1900s through the 1990s. The collection also includes the Ghostbusters ambulance, the Batmobile, and a DeLorean sports coupe. Mm-hmm. Mace told the Springfield Business Journal that this week he plans to close the museum in spring of 2027. All these photos are from Steve Pokin. Here are a few photos from the collection. Hey, Dad, if you're watching this, you're gonna love these cars. First up is a 1951 Allard K2. This roadster is one of only 119 made. Sidney Allard was known as the Carroll Shelby of England. Second, there's a 1969 Jaguar XKE. It is smaller. It is a smaller 4.2 liter incline six-cylinder engine with a 4-speed manual transmission. A 1925 Ford Model T station wagon. A neon sign that pays tribute to the museum's location on the Mother Road, with another sign that says Guy's Garage on the bottom. The inside of a 1957 red Chevrolet Corvette F1. This car was the first version of the V8 fuel-injected engine. A 1948 Chrysler Woody with wooden doors, but half of the car is in a silver coating. And finally, a yellowish tan colored 1939 Packard Safari. Did I say the year? 1939?
All right, and that is the end of that article. From the Springfield Daily Citizen, opinion. Netizens pose a hidden danger in vapes and counterfeit pills. The article starts with a photo of various vaping devices. Opinion by Kurt Larson of Springfield. Protecting youth from dangerous products is not a single battle, but an ongoing war. Remove one threat and another emerges, almost daily lately it seems. Today I'm raising awareness of yet another synthetic drug threat moving quietly into the illicit market. Netizens. In March 24, 2026 Health Advisory, the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services warned the netizens are highly potent synthetic opioids increasingly found in vapes, counterfeit pills, and other illicit powders, often without the user knowing it. The advisory also reported the Missouri School Wastewater Testing Pilot Program detected netizens in 26 of 37 participating schools, a finding serious enough to trigger coordinated communication and safety efforts among state agencies. Netizens are not new to science. Developed in the 1950s, they were never approved for medical use in the U.S. due to safety concerns. The medical community rejected those compounds decades ago as too dangerous for human use. Today, an illicit drug industry that relentlessly innovates from potent substances has revived netizens in far more concentrated and hazardous form that is 5 to 10 times stronger than fentanyl and hundreds of times more potent than morphine. Their business model is stark: maximize profits through addiction and accept the loss of human life until someone stops them. What makes netizens especially dangerous is not merely the potency, but their deception. They may be in contaminated vapes, they may be hidden in counterfeit pills made to resemble Xanax, Paraquat, and Vicodin. They have been found in powders combined with heroin, fentanyl, methamphetamine, cocaine, unregulated cannabis products, and synthetic cannabinoids. Many people exposed to netizens have no idea they are taking them. Standard drug screens may miss them, and fentanyl test strips do not detect them. For those thinking that their local dispensary or vape shop does not sell contaminated vapes that may contain netizens, your confidence may kill you. Just last month, the Missouri Attorney General ordered 33 unlicensed Missouri dispensaries to cease and desist the sale of unadulterated deceptive products. Lab testing confirmed many of these businesses sold products containing substances like lead, arsenic, mercury, ethanol, solvents, pesticides, and other unknown byproducts, according to the press release. If you or someone you love subscribes to the myth that vaping is a safer alternative to tobacco products, it's time to cease and desist your use of these products. Clinicians warn that nitizen overdoses can occur rapidly and may require multiple doses of naloxone due to their strength. The Missouri Department of Health advises administering naloxone in any suspected opioid overdose, repeating doses if necessary, and calling 911 immediately. As a local attorney and the founder of Safe and Sober, I have seen firsthand how quickly legal substances or those that have not yet been deemed illegal, can become tomorrow's crisis. We have been down this road together many times before, and we know where it ends. Until regulation catches up with an industry racing to profit from addiction, awareness is our first line of defense. This is not a call for panic. It is a call for awareness, parental diligence, responsible retail practices, and prompt legislative action. Parents should talk with their children, understand that counterfeit pills and unregulated vape products may pose far more risk than they appear to contain. Keep naloxone available, and call the Missouri Poison Control Center at 1-800-222-1222 with concerns. Community leaders and policymakers should act before more families learn about nitizens the hardest way possible. Kurt Larson is a Springfield attorney, member of the Ozarks Fighting Back Advisory Board at Community Partnership of the Ozarks, and founder of Safe and Sober, a nonprofit that provides substance misuse prevention and education. All right, and that's the end of that article. I thought you were reading an article.
I am. All right. Next article is from National Today. Today is April 23rd, which is also Movie Theater Day. Movie Theater Day is celebrated on April 23rd each year. This holiday celebrates movie theaters and the thrills they bring into our lives. Today, movie theaters are more than just relaxation centers. They also offer a great avenue to have romantic dates, to meet new faces, and to hang out with friends or family members after a hard day's work. Much more, some movies now premiere first at the theaters before they are released to other channels for sales and streaming. This underlines the influence and importance of movie theaters today. Sadly, with the advent of the internet and the
Proliferation
of streaming networks, movie theaters now face extinction and low
patronage.
There's a history of Movie Theater Day. A movie theater, also sometimes called a cinema, describes a place where people go to see movies on a big screen. For over a century, movie theaters have served as a favorite spot to unwind, meet new people, and enjoy quality entertainment. On June 19, 1905, the first common type of public motion picture theater in the U.S. opened in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Harry Davis and John Harris, owners of the movie theater, named their cinema Nickelodeon. Their name was derived from the words nickel, the price of admission into the movie theater, and Odin, I can't pronounce that one.
It's okay. Or Odin.
Odin, the Greek word for theater. Previously, there had been several attempts by different individuals, groups, and companies to bring relaxing entertainment to people in the form of motion pictures in a film theater. Due to the limited technology available in those days, Nickelodeon's first films were short films, only about 15 to 20 minutes long, shown as flickering shadows displayed on white sheets. While they may appear ridiculous today, they were a scientific breakthrough back then, and the films were largely successful. As they grew in popularity, more theaters multiplied across the country, hurdling what became the cinematic industry. Subsequently, color and sound films arrived in the 1920s. As the technologies improved, so did the size, the architecture, the clientele, the location, the ownership, and the types of amenities movie patrons enjoyed. Such were picture palaces, drive-in theaters, optimized movie formats, and large multiplexes and megaplexes, which are theaters that have more than 10 screens. With these innovations came popcorn, a favorite cinema snack, and other concessions like candy and soft drinks. Today, cinemas have facilities like air conditioning, comfy cinema chairs, restaurants, arcades, and exquisitely decorated interiors to attract customers and enhance the viewing experience. Now there's a white page of, in blue letters, Movie Theater Day Timeline, 1905, the birth of Nickelodeon, where Harry Davis and John Harris established the Nickelodeon Theater in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 1925 is when popcorn arrived in theaters, where movie theater owners introduced the electric popcorn machine to cinema patrons. In 1937, they added colors to film, where Walt Disney produced the first animated full-length color film, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And then in 1950, the era of CGI and VFX, producers employed computer-generated imagery, or CGI, techniques and visual effects, or VFX, to create fantastical settings, impossible creatures, and jaw-dropping effects in movies.
All right. From the 417, how Queen City Shakespeare is making classic theater accessible in Springfield. By staging inventive takes on Shakespeare in breweries, festivals, and community spaces, Queen City Shakespeare is opening the classics to a broader audience.
Oh, sorry, Savannah, I forgot to read that part.
Okay. We're going to finish off the last article very quickly.
Sorry about that. 5 interesting facts about movie theaters. Number 1, Americans' daily spending at the movies. Americans spent about $26.6 million a day at the movie theaters, and they spend even more before and after a movie. Half a dollar for a movie ticket back then cost 50 cents in 1956. There was no smelly feet in the theater. It was once illegal to remove your shoes if you had smelly feet while in a theater in Illinois. Right here.
Winnetka.
Illinois. A movie theater was in the White House. Franklin D. Roosevelt was the president who got permission to build a movie theater and swimming pool in the White House. And the world's first drive-in movie theater was built on June 6, 1933, near Camden, New Jersey.
All right.
Okay.
From the 417, how Queen City Shakespeare is making classic theater accessible in Springfield again.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. By staging inventive takes on Shakespeare in breweries, festivals, and community spaces, Queen City Shakespeare is opening the classics to a broader audience. Article written by Jordan Blomquist. The article starts with the Queen City Shakespeare team sitting together and posing for a photo in front of a bookshelf and several of their props. Queen City Shakespeare brings a modern experimental energy to classic works, inviting the Springfield community to experience Shakespeare in ways that feel playful and accessible. Officially launched in 2025, Queen City Shakespeare made its debut with The Tempest. Now, just 1 year in, the company is preparing for its second season with a clear mission: to make the classic theater feel lively, relevant, and welcoming to the community. We're really focused on theater based into classics, co-founder Haley Magnus said. Shakespeare is kind of our bread and butter, but expanding past that. You get to take stories that have been around for so long that a lot of people already know, and that's really where this experimentation and creativity really comes to flourish. The experimentation is central to the company's identity. Rather than staging classics by the book, Queen City Shakespeare reimagines them in the surprising context. The season opens with Macbitches, a modern take on Macbeth, set inside a college apartment, followed by Hamlet vs. Zombies, which premieres at the Devising Original Theater of Springfield, DOTS, Fringe Festival. Later this summer, the company brings back its game gamified beer-fueled comedy format with Shakespeare on tap, Taming of the Brew, at Mother's Brew Company. Before closing the season, with a more traditional Macbeth in October.
Whoops. I meant to cross out
It's-
this part and not.
It's okay. Next time we just won't write on this. It's okay. Before closing the season with a more traditional Macbeth in October. There is another photo breaking up the article with two actors speaking to each other on stage. One is in a green floral gown, while another is in a white shirt and black trousers with a silver belt going across their chest.
What's
There-
that on their neck?
That is the silver belt I just described.
Oh, I was thinking of a belt like you put around your pants.
As I was going to describe, the belt is made of silver hardware that goes circular hardware linked together with individual chains. The actors are looking at each other and smiling. Bookending the season with two very different Macbeths is intentional. It's such a well-known production within theater spaces, Magnus says. We're playing with really dramatic themes and making them kind of silly and ultimately more accessible for people to understand. Accessibility is not just about tone, but also about space. Without a permanent theater, Queen City Shakespeare performs wherever the community already gathers. Past and upcoming venues include JOB Public House, Mother's Brewing Company, Bookmarks, and the Glow Center, where Macabitches will include a special preview performance for the center's youth group. We don't have this established space, which has its pros and cons, Magnus says. This gives us the opportunity to go out and interact with our community in really special ways. Those connections extend throughout Springfield's arts ecosystem. The team loves opportunities to collaborate with other local theater groups, colleges, and organizations like the Springfield Regional Arts Council. We basically built the space that we wanted to participate in, she says. And I wanted to invite as many other people into that space as possible to play with and have some fun. Looking ahead, Magnus says success means expanding the community around the work and creating a space that feels welcoming and sustainable. We want to build that community as big and strong and as healthy as possible, Magnus says. Get tickets. Tickets and updates are available at qcshakespeare.org with behind-the-scenes content and announcements shared on Facebook and Instagram. And that is the end of that article. How about you read this one?
Next article is from 417 Magazine. Things to do this week in Springfield, Missouri. This is by Taryn Shore McKee. It was posted yesterday. The article starts with a building of Cassidy Flower Company. Where the name Cassidy is in cursive with Flower and Co. being in printed letters. The building, the picture in question features a building with a cut grass, grown flowers, a bench, wheels of a wagon, and
A large glass window.
but they're all placed on the outside of the house. It's not part of the house, is what I was getting at.
It's the front.
A photo courtesy of Leah Steiferman.
Mm-hmm.
Shop local vendors, grab bites from food trucks, and enjoy live music at the historic Cassidy station. Knock knock. Who's there? May, apparently. Alrighty. Anyone know where April went? Friday is Biz, 417's Think Summit. bringing together big ideas and local voices for Ozarks business professionals. There's still a handful of last chance tickets available, so if you're on the fence, don't wait. This weekend is also Independent Bookstore Day. It's a great excuse to get out and browse a local bookstore. We have so many great ones, including the Story House and Lebanon's, like the Book Borrow.
Lebanon's?
The Book Borrow.
Mm-hmm.
Purchasing, pushing past the weekend, events have a strong mix of purpose and play. Several standouts double as fundraisers like Big Brothers, Big Sisters, The Big Taste, and Springfield Little Theaters, Curtains, and Corks. Of course, we also have several suggestions for getting out and enjoying the weather, for Women's Day downtown, to Earth Music Fest, and a trail cleanup, and along with the 66th Centennial kickoff next week, classic cars and other nods to the Mother Road are already starting to pop up around town, including Sea Art?
Yep.
Sea Art Gallery's new Two Voices, One Road exhibit. It's a packed, well-rounded week. Enjoy and be safe. April 24th, first thing to do, if you want, Biz 417 Think Summit, as I said about before, at Convoy of Hope Global Headquarters. Admission is $83 to $133, starting at 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. This can't miss Biz 417 event features a full day's worth of inspiring, thought-provoking speakers giving engaging TED-style talks, and attendees also mingle and network with other guests, where you'll be thinking about it for days later. Also on April 24th is Sip and See at the Wonders of Wildlife. Only 21 and older are allowed to go. Admission is $75, and it starts at 7 to 10 p.m., where you can experience the aquarium from a new perspective with snacks and an alcoholic or non-beverage. This event is Route 66 themed, and guests will enjoy samples from Springfield's brewing company,
Jekyll. Thai Iched Day Distillery.
Mother's Brewing Company, 4x4 Brewing Company, and many other local vendors. There will also be live music and keeper chats. 5 things to do on April 25th. First up is Secchiota Park Conservation Work Days. It's free to go there. Starts at 9 to 11 a.m., where you can spend a morning getting your hands dirty, literally, for a good cause. Learn some park history, then help remove invasive winter creeper along the Galloway Creek Greenway. Meet between the north parking lot and trail. Pants and work gloves are required. At Jordan Valley Park is Earth Day Music Fest. Admission is $28, and it starts at noon to 8 p.m., where the 5th Annual Earth Day Music Festival features a packed day of live music, Springfield aerial, fitness performances, eco-friendly vendors, and more. And you can feel good about the event's impact on the earth, as it's plastic-free and raises money for local environmental organizations. This year's beneficiary is Ozark Land Trust. Women's Day downtown in downtown Springfield. It's free and it's all day. Support downtown Springfield's 60-plus women-owned and women-led businesses by shopping, drinking, eating, and being merry. Numerous businesses will host giveaways, special discounts, and pop-ups throughout the day. Springfield Market at Cassidy Station at
Estes Farms.
admission is $5 and it starts at 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. where you can stroll through historic and picturesque Cassidy Station as you splurge on a little shopping at local vendor booths, sample eats from local food trucks, treat your kids to some fun activities, enjoy a little bit of live music. And then there's Sycamore Greek sessions, strings under the lights at Sycamore Greek Ranch. Admission ranges from $38 to $48, starting at 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. where the Ozarks String Quartet kicks off this concert series with a selection of songs from the popular Bridgerton series. You can enjoy live music under the twinkling lights in the Heartwood Barn venue, and seating is general admission. 3 things to do on Monday, which is April 28th. First of is Curtains and Corks at Springfield Little Theater. Admission is $50, starting at 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., where you can support local arts at Springfield Little Theater's annual fundraiser, a theatrical wine tasting, where guests will move through tasting stations throughout Landers Theater while sampling bites from local restaurants and browsing silent auction items. 417 Cocktails is also hosting 2 mixology classes at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. for an additional fee. Then there's the Refinery
Open Mic.
Special edition at Moxie Springfield downtown. Admission is free, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., where you can head down to the
Subterranean.
in the Moxie for a one-of-a-kind open mic night.
The Refinery.
Celebrates art in every form, backed by a live band. Then there's the Big Taste at the Oasis Convention and Event Center. It's $200 individually, $300 for couples. Starts at 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Big Brothers and Big Sisters is one of Ozarks' biggest fundraiser of the year. Each ticket gets you beer and wine tastings, plus unlimited samples from local restaurants, and you can expect games, raffles, and a silent and live auction. Green attire is suggested. Then finally, on April 29th, 2 Voices, 1 Road at the C Art Gallery at Randy Bacon and Heidi Herman Artist Studios, where you can celebrate Route 66's centennial with this striking exhibition by husband and wife artists Randy Bacon and Heidi Herman. The show pairs black and white photography with layered mixed media works to explore the stories, memory, and history of America's most iconic highway.
We are broadcasting live from the Blind Community Thrift Store, the world's first retail store to use NaviLens to help navigate and inform blind and visually impaired individuals while shopping with little to no assistance. For more information, visit our website at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. From the Springfield Business Journal, Plans and Policies Committee hears proposal for Eco-Devo consultant. Article written by Karen Crago. The Springfield City Council Plans and Policies Committee yesterday heard a recommendation from Amanda Olison, the City of Springfield's Director of Workforce and Economic Vitality, to hire a consultant to establish best practices for economic development strategy. The suggestion was referred to the committee in January. I do apologize. Olin Sahelen said the idea prompting the referral is to consider how the city approaches economic development through the use of fiscal analysis. The conversation really helped to outline a goal to ensure that our economic development decisions were not just reactive, but were being more proactive in how we planned for that with a clear intentional strategy for the community and how we can evaluate projects more holistically, she said. Aholen Sahelen suggested asking the Citizens Advisory Board for $1 million in Springfield Forward SGF tax funds to pay for the consultant, as the money would be used for transformational policies to inform the city's efforts moving forward. The desired outcome is a plan-driven approach to implement the city's Forward SGF strategic program, Aholen Sahelen said, while moving away from a reactive or transactional model of development and redevelopment. The consultant would also make recommendations to modernize development, review processes through better data tools that promote public transparency and track success, she said. Through the resulting plan, the city can suggest specific sites for development with a thorough understanding of their challenges while promoting the types of development that make sense for the area, according to Aholen Sahelen. She suggested establishing a $5 million economic development fund that could be used to catalyze reinvestment for key priorities in the Forward SGF Comprehensive Plan. That fund would be used for strategic investments and creative incentive tools. Councilmember Craig Hosmer suggested the city make small steps with what he called low-hanging fruit. Aholen Sahelen said some initial recommendations would come out of the planning process. He added that if the city were to engage in more planning, there would be a chance to take friction away. Hosmer indicated neighborhood residents are not necessarily opposed to development, but they don't want developers to dictate their decisions. We seem to be complicit in that sometimes, he said. What this does is gives us the opportunity to say the big picture, that our plan as the city is going to be for the future. Councilmember Heather Hardinger said such a plan could promote smart development among investors. Until we have a story behind what we'd like to see the neighborhoods look like, and some of the pockets of Springfield that maybe have been neglected for a while, I think it's really hard to paint that picture for investors, she said. Aholen Sahelen said a plan will help with development in various areas throughout the city, each with their own needs. They each kind of require their own nudge, so to speak, but we all know what their plan is, and that we can be working together, working towards that with the right action steps, she said. Councilmember Abe McGoll directed Aholen Sahelen to provide examples of the kinds of work consultants are doing in other cities to write economic development plans before further committee discussion. And that is the end of that article.
I was going to read this one, though.
Okay.
Next article is from Springfield Daily Citizen. Library approves $20 million budget with extra money for salaries and a pause in building projects. There's a little note below. Mm-hmm. Future building needs to be considered in upcoming facilities master plan. And this was posted by Joe Hadsell. The article shows a picture of a little boy wearing a green hat, and he's playing with glass shapes.
He is playing with plastic blocks to build a tower.
Oh, Sonny
Clevenger of Crane.
Oh, so, okay. That looks kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. Can you keep reading?
Yeah, I'm getting there. The Springfield Greene County Library District's next
Fiscal.
year of a balanced budget if the library district is unable to add any
Madison. Fiscal year of expenses will look.
sorry,
It's okay.
starting over. The Springfield Greene County Library District's next fiscal year of expenses will look much like its current one. However, it also marks the final fiscal year of a balanced budget if the library district is unable to add any revenue streams. Okay. The library's board of trustees met on Tuesday and approved a budget with around $20,698,467. In both revenues and expenses for the year. The fiscal year will begin on July 1st. The biggest portion of revenue is budgeted to come from
16,754,266
that the library will receive in property taxes, about 81% of the total revenue projection. Greene County property owners currently pay taxes of 21 cents per $100 of assessed valuation. Taxes from other sources account for
$2,180,895.
and other revenue streams such as space rentals, interest income, passport fees, and more are projected to raise
$1,763,306.
Similar to other organizations, the biggest expense in the budget for its staff is about 220 library workers. Salaries and benefits account for $12,787,666.2. About 61.8%. The costs are 5% higher than the current fiscal year. In March, the board approved the installation of a new salary schedule for employees.
Implementation
of that system, which included placing employments in slots where they would not receive a pay cut, will not receive a pay cut, will cost the district an extra about $500,000 for the upcoming year. There's now a picture of a stage with a blue curtain behind 4 people sitting in armchairs as they're wearing fancy clothing. Springfield's Chamber President Matt Morrow, as he's leading a
legislative
panel featuring state representatives Stephanie Hine, Betsy Fogel, and Melanie
Stinnett
on Tuesday, December 2nd of 2025 at the Hatch Auditorium. And this photo was taken by Joe Hadsell. The budget drops the amount of building projects across its 10 libraries. Facility needs are expected to be addressed in an upcoming plan under development by Paragon Architecture, which is expected to present a final report in June. In accordance with its
Strategic.
plan, the board is expected to develop maintenance and upgrades for its libraries, match its spaces to patron usage, evaluate hours of operation, and research opportunities for new libraries and those who will be listed in a 15-year plan to be approved later this year. The library has recently completed 3 major building projects that are
Partially.
funded with the federal COVID recovery grants. Those projects include a renovation of Midtown
Carnegie.
the addition of the Hatch Auditorium at the Library Center, and a new library for the Republic. Money for the remainder of those costs has been
Allocated.
in the previous year's budget, and it's not part of the library's spending plan for the next fiscal year. The budget also funds the library's effort to seek additional tax revenue. Revenue, I said revenue. It plans to ask voters in August of next year for some sort of funding increase, something it hasn't done for almost 20 years. It is already conducting polling to determine polling to determine voters' preferences for some sort of increased tax. Board members in March were given revenue projections for the next 5 years under several different scenarios, including 2 options for an increased property tax and 2 options for a sales tax.
All right. From the Springfield News-Leader, Missouri's third Latter-day Saints temple will break ground in June. This article is written by Janice Racer. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints plans to break ground on its third temple in Missouri on June 6. Elder Arlado B. Cavalcante of the United States Southeast Area Presidency is scheduled to preside over the ceremony, according to community announcement. The Springfield, Missouri temple will join the Kansas City and St. Louis temple as the state's third dedicated house of worship for Latter-day Saints. There is a photo of the planned rendering of this of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints temple, as it will be placed at 2720 East Farm Road 188 in Springfield, Missouri. It is a tall white building with lots of greenery around it, including flowers, shrubs, and trees. Missouri, home to 84,000 Latter-day Saints. Missouri has deep historical significance for the church, with more than 84,000 Latter-day Saints meeting in approximately 180 congregations across the state, according to the announcement. Russell Nelson, former president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, announced plans for the Springfield, Missouri temple in April 2023. What makes a temple different from a meeting house? Temples of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints differ from regular meeting houses or chapels where houses gather for Sunday services. Each temple is considered a house of the Lord, where teachings of Jesus Christ are reaffirmed and families can be united for eternity. In the temple, church members can seek peace and guidance, learn more about the purpose of life, and make covenants to follow Jesus Christ and serve their fellow men, according to the announcement. That is the end of that article.
Is there a short one I can read? All right. Next up is from Springfield Daily Citizen. Springfield Cardinals announce new name for Hammons Field, Route 66 Stadium. Announcement comes a week before Springfield hosts Route 66 Centennial Kickoff Celebration. And this is by the the Springfield Daily Citizen staff. The Springfield Cardinals and City of Springfield announced that on Thursday, 23rd, oh, that's today, that Hammons Field will be renamed Route 66 Stadium. Ooh, and this photo is taken by Allie Frystack. The Springfield Cardinals announced during a press conference Thursday, April 23rd, Hammons Field will be renamed Route 66 Stadium. The ballpark opened in 2004, oh my gosh, and was purchased by the City of Springfield in 2023. The renaming was described as a collaborative effort between the Cardinals, Missouri State University, which also plays its baseball games at the stadium, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Mercy, and the City of Springfield. A multi-year agreement with all the entities listed above marks a first-of-its-kind naming rights collaboration to create a destination for travelers near and far, the city said in a news release after the announcement. The Hammons Field lettering above the scoreboard was taken down this week, and the name will officially change after the Springfield Cardinals host the Midland Rockhounds on Sunday, April 26. Springfield is hosting the Route 66 Centennial Kickoff Celebration on April 30th to May 3rd. This is a historic moment for our team and our local community, Springfield Cardinals General Manager Dan
Reeder
said in a news release. It's impossible to tell the story of Springfield without talking about Route 66. To cement the legacy of the Mother Road for years to come is something we're extremely proud of. We know fans will continue to enjoy the baseball they love, only now with even more community pride. We're excited to continue John Q. Hammond's vision for this community and bring forth a new era of baseball for years to come. This is a developing story and will be updated, but for now, that's the end of that article.
From the Springfield News-Leader, plans for Springfield apartments changes, but neighbors still concerned. Article written by Marta Miez. Springfield City Council and developers are trying to address neighboring residents' concerns about a multi-story apartment building planned near the Medical Mile. Several changes have been made to slightly lower the density and can change the configuration of the development, but nearby residents are still wary. As originally proposed, the project, dubbed the Reserve at Medical Mile, would include a 4-story apartment building and related amenities. Developers are hoping to rezone about 7.4 acres at 3302 South Maryland Avenue, west of National Avenue near Walnut Lawn Street, into a planned development, a unique zoning district that adds an additional requirements and includes a site plan that developers must stick to in order to pursue the housing development. The properties, which currently indicate a parking lot, is just west of Mercy Medical Clinics on South National and just north of the Cox Health Medical Campus and Meyer Orthopedic and Surgical Hospital. The developers anticipate tenants would largely consist of medical employees. There is a photo of the original site plan proposed by the Reserve Apartment that was later changed by the nearby residents' concerns on April 20th, 2026. It shows the proposed locations for apartments and the parking lot around the building, as well as different places for car entrances, shrubbery, and amenities such as a pool and lobby. The building was planned to include 198 units in a 4-story building. According to the site plan, the apartment building in the shape of a U would consist primarily of 1-bedroom units, along with some 2-bed, 2-bath, and 3-bed and 2-bath units. However, a new amendment approved by Council unanimously at its meeting Monday, April 20th, would reduce the total number of units to 182. Other changes include lowering the height to 3 stories on the west and east wings, moving in an access point, and shifting the building farther away from the neighborhood. There is the second plan after the changed amendment that reflects these changes as previously discussed. The proposal also includes amenities such as a dog park, a pool, a community and fitness space. More than a third of the site would be preserved for green space. The site plan includes 310 parking spaces, 58 of which would be garages. The property up for rezoning also includes a sliver of land on the west side of Maryland Avenue that backs up to the homes. As part of buffering the development, the developers would install a 6-foot-tall wooden privacy fence and retain current trees and plant additional ones. The developer had previously proposed to add gates to the privacy fence to provide access for each home that backs up to Maryland. The amended rezoning would codify this as a requirement. During previous public hearings, neighbors have largely objected to the proposal, noting there are other properties that would be more apt for this scale of development. Nearby homeowners have raised concerns of increased traffic and the height of the building without an adequate step down from the single-family homes across the street. While the amendment to the rezoning was brought forth by Councilman Bruce Adebiadze, he said the changes were suggested and made at the request of the developer in response to neighbors' concerns. The lack of a step-down approach to the design also raised at the April 6 meeting by Councilman Brandon Jensen. He noted that while the development does seem to fit and complement everything east of the site, it takes less reference from the neighborhood and the characters of homes west of it. There is a rendering of what building elevations would look like from the Maryland Avenue towards the reserve apartments proposed near the Medical Mile. It shows the proposed rendered buildings taking up about half of the picture, with the other half being the open blue sky. To address this, the new version of the rezoning would lower the height of the apartment buildings on the west and east wings of the U shape, while still retaining 4 stories in the middle section, closest to Walnut Lawn on the south. Some neighbors at previous public hearings had requested the developer reduce the entire proposal to 3 stories. The current zoning also planned the development for a majority of the land in question, already allows multiple family housing up to 3 stories and 4-story high medical buildings. Where previously the rezoning would have included 2 access points off Maryland, the updated proposal would move one of these to Walnut Lawn as a way to alleviate traffic concerns raised by residents. Even though these changes were made in response to comments made by neighboring homeowners, the neighbors are still not on board with the revamped proposal. James Head, a High Meadow East resident, told the News-Leader the height of the buildings in the southwest corner of the development would still tower over the neighborhood and traffic concerns persist despite changes in access. We believe the amendment makes the city council feel better about what's going to happen in our neighborhood. He had said, though acknowledging that the mayor and council have listened to the residents' concerns, we ultimately believe that the development is better suited for a different location due to its height, density, traffic impact, and the notion that its success involves whaling off High Meadow East neighbors with tall fences and trees. He highlighted that the fence and additional trees, while helpful for the sight line towards the apartments, would block morning sun. Springfield Planning and Zoning Commission previously recommended approval of the original proposal in a 5-2 vote. With the amendment approved, the final vote on the project is expected at Council's next meeting, May 4th. Ahead of the final vote, Council will hold a public hearing on the amendment only. Ahead of the amendment, City Clerk Anita Cotter noted the city received a protest petition. A protest petition can require a supermajority, or 6 out of the 9 votes, for the ordinance to pass. However, Cotter said the petition was found insufficient, receiving signatures from 20.7% of nearby homeowners, below the required 30%. And that is the end of that article.
That's similar to what you just read.
It's similar, but it's about a different topic.
All right. Springfield News-Leader. Next article is from Springfield News-Leader. Greene County Planning Board votes down new subdivision near Willard. And this was posted by Marta Mias. Posted today. More than 90 acres of land west of the airport are being considered to be rezoned to make way for a new subdivision that could include several hundred homes. With the future of Willard infrastructure, so I had it right, infrastructure uncertain, and nearby residents worried about the density of the development, the Greene County Planning Board recommended denial.
Recommended denial.
Okay, on the rezoning Tuesday, April 21st. Springfield Councilman Derek Lee of Lee Engineering is seeking rezoning of roughly a 93-acre property he owns just northwest of the intersection between North State Highway AB and State Highway EE from suburban residence district to urban residence district. The rezoning would allow a new subdivision that could include more than 600 lots if it's strictly kept to the 6,000 square foot minimum, though Lee's presented sketch site plan includes roughly 280 lots. There's a Pixar. There's a Pixar. I meant to say there's a picture of Springfield Councilman Derek Lee as he's speaking in some sort of not a courtroom, an auditorium.
Yes, he's speaking in front of a podium into a mic.
Yeah. And he's wearing a black shirt and a gray suit. I can't tell if that red thing is his fingernail or not.
He is holding a laser pointer.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to keep reading?
Yeah. Under current zoning, a subdivision of up to 400 lots could already be developed, but the rezoning would allow for smaller lots across the entirety of the property. Lee said the new subdivision would tie into the existing roads near homes just north of the development and give him flexibility of lot sizes based on internal road placement. The existing homes are already on smaller lots, which the rezoning would allow the new development to match. It technically exists out of compliance with current suburban zoning standards. Even outside of zoning, what is actually possible to be developed largely depends on Willard infrastructure. While the property is currently outside of Willard's city limits, it would be served by Willard sewer and water. The city had struggled with deferred maintenance of its water and sewer infrastructure, and it's playing catch-up to increase its sewer capacity. The Willard Director of Planning and Development, Mike Roost, in an email to Greene County, said the city has no concerns with the rezoning request and has been working with Lee on the phases of development. You explain this one.
There is a sketch site plan proposed for a proposed Auburn Meadows subdivision on a 93-acre lot west of the airport and south of Willard city limits. This is the sketch plan itself, with written out in detail, though unfortunately the detail is printed too small to further describe. It does show what parts of it were reviewed in red and blue.
And it says one of them is under construction. blue is under construction. Yeah, it's a sketch site plan for a proposed. Sorry.
It's okay.
Auburn Meadows. According to Greene County documents, currently, the sewer infrastructure can support roughly 60 additional homes. While the city is planning to expand that capacity, the developer said that if that does not come to
Hold on. Fruition.
the subdivision would be adjusted to include 3-acre lots that can accommodate 2 septic systems. There is also the option of Willard
Annexing.
the property in the future. Lee said the city's comprehensive plan identifies the area for mixed-use development, which could mean 17 acres in the southmost portion of the property is developed for commercial use in the future, though the owner would prefer to keep it as solely residential. The sketch site plan provided to the planning board showed a phased approach to the subdivision, with development first occurring toward the north and west of the property to tie into existing streets and subdivisions. The lack of sewer capacity and concerns about local farm roads unable to handle the large increase in traffic were a large reason why the planning board voted 1-6 to recommend denial of the rezoning. Planning board member Aaron Wiseman was the only one to vote in support of the rezoning. Planning board chairman Paul Sherman was absent. There's a picture of Greene County Planning Board member David Coonrod asking a question about a subdivision proposal at the meeting on Tuesday, April 21st. And this was taken by Marta Miez. I would feel better if we had a statement from Willard that said something in the effect of, we want to embrace this. We think it's going to help our development of our community, and here's our timeline for getting sewer to do it. Planning board member David Coonrod, who called the proposal premature, he said, "We don't have that in hand, and because of it, I don't feel like we're in a position to let that subdivision go forward until we see some infrastructure that is in place." The vote came after 20 Greene County residents spoke in opposition to the development, largely citing concerns of traffic impacts, inability for local schools to address the influx of students, and worries about water runoff. Speakers included Russ Campbell, owner of Fantastic Caverns, who lives nearby, who asked the county to do further investigation of sinkholes and water drainage in the area. Several nearby homeowners reported frequent flooding in the area during heavy rains. The central concern was most was the increased density the rezoning would allow. This doesn't fit the chapter for the neighborhood. This type of development belongs in Springfield, said Ann Eimer, who lives northwest in the proposed site. There's a picture of her
Ann Eimer
as she's standing
in front of
in front of the podium. She's got a red tank top and blue jeans on as the crowd is looking at her, and it says she's sharing her concerns about the new division proposed to Greene County south of Willard at the Greene County Planning Board meeting on Tuesday, April 21st. She said this scale of development belongs in Springfield and not in this more rural part of the country. I meant not country. I meant county.
It's okay, Madison. It's okay.
I'm sorry, I meant county.
It's okay. We're good. We're fine.
And did I say the picture on Swing by Marta Mia's?
Yes, you're good.
Ugh, I got a stuffy nose
It's okay.
out of nowhere.
It's okay. Just keep going.
Connie Hestand,
Yes.
resident of the nearby Meadows subdivision, attended the meeting virtually and said with Willard Century Elementary directly east of the development and utilizing Farm Road 101 for access, which the subdivision would also connect two entrances to traffic congestion.
Subdivision will also connect two entrances to. Traffic congestion will only grow.
These two streets are going to be the feeders for people coming in and out of this. They are going to travel Farm Road 101 over to Highway EE to get into Springfield, to go to their jobs and their shopping and what you have. And their shopping and what have you.
Yes. And what have you?
Oh,
It's a term of phrase.
okay, so that's going to be putting hundreds of cars onto that little farm road there, passing through where it's already congested with people bringing their kids to school, dropping them off at school, buses going in and out of there. Ahead of the meeting, an online petition was circulated against the proposal. As of the afternoon of Wednesday, April 22nd, more than 700 people had signed it. During his comments, Lee expressed that he would not mind bringing forth a proposal in smaller areas to better align with what current sewer infrastructure can handle. While the planning board recommended denial, the rezoning case will now go in front of the Greene County Commission for a final vote at its May 4th meeting at 9:30 a.m.
From the Springfield News-Leader. MU will expand Springfield campus into 4-year medical program. Article written by Janice Reeser. The University of Missouri School of Medicine is expanding its Springfield campus into a full 4-year medical program. The move is expected to help address physician shortages and improve access to health care across Missouri, according to a community announcement. Springfield campus to offer full curriculum by 2027. The Springfield campus, which opened in 2016 as a clinical site for 3rd and 4th year students, is expected to offer a full medical school curriculum starting in summer 2027. Currently, students complete their first 2 years of classroom instruction in Columbia before moving to Springfield for clinical rotations. The expansion will allow students to complete all 4 years of medical training in Springfield. The first class of 32 students is expected to begin in the 2027-2028 academic year, with total enrollment reaching 128 students by 2030. This will bring the total enrollment of medical students at the University of Missouri School of Medicine to 672 across both campuses. Partnerships with the Cox Health and Mercy Springfield communities. The expansion is expected to strengthen partnerships with Cox Health and Mercy Springfield communities, according to the announcement. The current site hosts up to 28 third year and 28 fourth year students each year, who complete clinical rotations through partnerships with the two health systems. Training future physicians locally is one of the most meaningful ways we can strengthen our healthcare workforce, Max Buteau, President and CEO of Cox Health, said in the announcement. We look forward to welcoming these students to our campus, where they'll be part of advancing our mission to improve the health of the communities we serve. New buildings on Battlefield Road to house program. The University of Missouri purchased a building on Battlefield Road in November 2025 to house the 4-year program. Curriculum on the Columbia and Springfield campuses will be comparable, with shared faculty resources and an expanded simulation lab. A new program established as few of the expansion A new program established as part of the expansion will provide a pathway for graduates of local Springfield area colleges and universities to attend medical school at the University of Missouri School of Medicine in Springfield. The program is designed to encourage local students to pursue their medical education close to home and remain in the region after completing their training. By working with the University of Missouri School of Medicine, we are helping build a stronger pipeline of skilled, compassionate physicians who we hope will care for our friends and neighbors in Springfield for years to come. John Myers, president of Mercy Springfield Community, said in the announcement. Applications open in May. Prospective students may apply for admission to the Springfield campus beginning in May for the 2027 and 2028 academic year. The application process will be similar to that of Columbia campus, with applicants selecting their preferred campus during the admission process. The expansion is about more than classrooms and labs. It's about building a healthier future for every Missourian, Richard J. Barron said, Executive Vice Chancellor for Health Affairs and Dean of the School of Medicine, in this announcement. By training more physicians in Springfield, we are investing in communities and ensuring that quality care is within reach of all. And that is the end of that article.
Next article is from Springfield Daily Citizen. Council committee deliberates changes to Citizens Advisory Board. And this is by Jack McGee. It says the board's makeup was recently, I can't pronounce that word.
Scrutinized.
For violating the city
Charter.
There's a picture that shows
The Citizens Advisory Board, pictured in May 2025, pictured from top left to top right, is Andy Peebles, Leslie Forrester, Cliff Smart, and Rusty Warler. From bottom left to bottom right is Becky Voles, Aaron Daniston, Christian Angla, and Lauren Chance. This photo is from the city of Springfield.
Wait, Lauren would be not because I was moving around the cursor.
Well, it's okay. They can't see. How about we keep
I
reading?
know. I'm just saying I can.
That's awesome.
There's an editor's note. Free access to elections coverage is made possible by the Merle
Lynch Nelson Hallam Group.
Springfield's Citizens Advisory Board is posed to undergo some changes. The Springfield City Council's Plans and Policies Committee on Tuesday, April 21st, began discussing how to bring the volunteer board into compliance with the city charter. In a February 23 letter to the city council, city watchdog Linda Simpkins questioned the
legality
of the 8-member Citizens Advisory Board, which was established. I just thought I heard a noise out there.
It's okay.
Which was established to recommend projects for funding from the 1/2 cent portion of Spring Forward SGF sales tax approved by voters in the November 2024 election. Simpkins stated that the resolution establishing the board violates the city charter in multiple respects, including having fewer than 9 members, allowing non-Springfield residents to serve, and by city council selecting a chair. City Attorney Jordan Paul later confirmed some of Simpkins'
allegations.
Okay, and accepted responsibility for failing to identify what he characterized as a, quote, technical error that caused 2 components of the structure to be misaligned with Article 15 of the Charter. Unless otherwise specified, the Charter requires all boards to have 9 members, all of whom must have resided right?
Yes.
In the city for at least 2 years prior to their appointment and allows boards to select their own chairperson. In contrast, the resolution is stabilizing the Citizens Advisory Board allows for 7 to 11 members who have lived or worked in the city for at least 1 year prior to their appointment. While the City Council originally intended for the Citizens Advisory Board to have 9 members, one of the 9 individually appointed, Andy Lear, right,
Yes.
ultimately declined the appointment due to personal reasons. As a result, the board proceeded with 8 members, Aaron, Donna,
D'Anastasio,
Rusty
Worley,
Christina,
Angle,
Leslie Forrester, Andy, you said Pebbles
I
earlier.
said Andy Peebles,
Peebles, Lauren
Chance,
Cliff Smart, and Becky Voles. Both Dana
D'Anastasio,
and
Angle,
lived outside of the city limits at the time of their appointments, as noted in Simpkins' letter. Peebles has since moved outside the city, becoming the 3rd non-resident to be on the board. Moreover, the city council appointed
D'Anastasio,
as chair and
Worley,
as vice chair, despite the
Charter,
the charter allowing boards to appoint to their.
appoint their own officers.
While there was no disagreement on the need to bring the board into compliance with the city charter, there was some debate as to whether non-residents should be allowed to serve in a non-voting advisory capacity, as was previously suggested by Paul.
The draft resolution
Would allow for up to 3. Wait, who's Paul? It wasn't.
It's okay. It's okay. Just keep going. Keep going up. It's okay.
The draft resolution would allow for up to 3 non-resident local sales tax stakeholders to serve on the Citizens Advisory Board alongside 9 Springfield residents. These 3 non-voting members would still be required to have worked within Springfield for at least 1 year prior to their appointment. Besides being unable to vote, they would not count toward a
Quorum,
and would be
ineligible.
to serve as a board officer. The article now shows Springfield City Attorney Jordan Paul speaking in a meeting at the Springfield City Council on Monday, October 4th of 2024, and this was taken by Jim Wilson. Ultimately, however, what? I don't.
It's okay. Ultimately, however, it was assigned to Paul the task of drafting a new resolution that only allows Springfield residents to serve on the Citizens Advisory Board, to be presented to the committee at its next meeting for consideration and potential recommendation to the full council. Thank you for listening to the Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service. Tune in every week, Monday through Friday, on the Blind Community Thrift Store YouTube channel at 10 a.m. for more up-to-date news from the Springfield News-Leader, Springfield Daily Citizen, Springfield Business Journal, and 417 Magazine. Listen after we are live on the Audio Reader Network at www.reader.ku.edu. All broadcasts are played over KSMU subcarrier airwaves at 67 kHz on 91.1 from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Contact Audio Reader Network for information on receiving a pre-programmed radio. I'm Savannah.
And I'm Madison.
Thank you for listening.
See ya.